feel it coming. It's that time again. It's those old goofy goblins. Welcome to Goofs and Goblins, the tabletop role-playing anthology. Hello and welcome.
Way to ruin that
welcome
take.
to.
Oh god.
Campfire
Run it again.
Tales.
Run it again. Nope. Run it
His
again.
office.
Hello and welcome
Redo
to
it.
Campfire
Redo it.
Tales.
You gotta redo it. You just gotta redo it.
Hello and welcome to Campfire
Nope,
Tales.
just redo it. It got messed up. You gotta redo it.
Hello and welcome to Campfire Tales.
Perfect.
That's
Wrap.
the one.
That's
Run
the
it.
one. Got it in one.
Send it home.
Got
We
it
got
in
it. Come on, let's get. It's Christmas Eve. Let's get these people home.
So, I was almost drowned last time we played.
So last time on Campfire Tales, Huddle St. Patrick leapt into what he believed was a shallow well, only to have the undertow suck him down. He thought he spied a little bit of silver and he was gonna have it, but the undertow had other plans for him. Being sucked down into the murky depths and nearly meeting his maker, he wriggled free of his long johns and watched as they lodged themselves on a figure in the water. And in only his final moments, his friends pulled him free from the pit in the mines, right as he grabbed hold of the treasure that enticed him so. On the shore, coughing, hacking, wheezing, the piece of silver he spied, a locket, clicked open to reveal a picture. A picture of Ernesto Jorge Lopez, the disappeared Mexican whose mama came looking for him
Poor George.
Poor
earlier
Jorge.
that day. Let's visit them now and see how they're doing. He's still got the water in his lungs, but he's breathing.
Oh. Water tastes awful. Why do people drink that stuff?
Hey, character voices.
Yeah, character voice.
Hold on. Water's the worst. There it is. There, I'm back. It's me.
Just start high and go
Near-death
low.
experience.
Near-death experience made me
Change to the accent.
talk like a Yank for a little bit there. But, yeah, this isn't going to make the widow Lopez very happy.
But at least you'll have some closure.
Okay. So Huddle, after regaining his breath, would head over to his clothes and start shucking them back on. And
Right. So he stripped down to his long johns when he went in. So now, no underwear. So yeah, the buck naked body of an Irishman is what they pulled out.
The water must be cold.
Annabelle watched on in curiosity.
oh well, it's been down there for a while. It was pretty chilly, but
I was in a pool!
And even the smallest potato still tastes like a potato.
Right.
The role of Huddle St. Patrick tonight will be jointly played by two drunk assholes instead of one.
One sec, Matt. Alright, yeah, Annabelle rolled and she did not know about shrinkage.
Oh no.
What difficulty did you self-apply to that?
Intelligence education.
Well, but how many purples did you roll against?
Oh, at least 12.
Okay, good.
Is this the first man Annabelle's ever seen naked?
No, she saw one earlier, the prospector earlier today.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
who was well endowed.
Right. So, Huddle finishes redressing, and he says, "Oh, by the way, there might be something else in that there pool." And he turns and looks back into the water to see if he can see the figure again.
So what Huddle learned from his short time in there is that the undertow was created from a pressure system, a phenomenon that occurred because of the undertow opening up to a wider recess.
Crevasse?
So you see, it was like an Erlenmeyer flask. From the professor's lab. Alright, so Huddle, looking in on the hole that he fell into, could see that it opened up to a much wider, cavernous basin of water beneath whatever figure he had seen his long johns get draped over. It was deeper there, in the darkness, that cold darkness that nearly took his life.
Right, so I want to be going back in there. How much do you think this locket's worth?
The three of them came in real close to assess the silver. If the thing was pure silver as it appeared, it would be worth a pretty penny. But maybe its sentimental value is higher than its monetary value. If someone could have a heart enough to see it that way.
Well, look, I'm just saying, Senora Lopez wasn't exactly made of money when she hired us to find her son. So, I mean, we could give this back to her, but maybe we just give back the pictures inside, and then the silver's our reward?
If money's all that you love, then that's what you'll receive.
Well, I mean, no, a bit. Maybe. Listen, this isn't here nor there. Let's focus on getting out of this cave, and then we can decide what to do with the locket.
I thought you came into this cave for more silver, not just necessarily the locket.
Well, true, but this is the only silver I think there is to be found.
And as he said it, it was a dead end.
Casting his thoughts back, Huddle tried to remember the last time they played this game, and if there were any other branching tunnels further backwards.
And as he said it, it was a dead end. They had the way they came and a couple other directions from there. In fact, thinking not very hard about it, a mental image seemed to spring up in their minds. A depiction.
Right, well, I think we should go back to the last fork and take the other pathway.
I miss hell.
Well, I'm sure Hell's doing just fine, Doctor. Hell's a tough old horse.
Oh my!
But he's my best friend.
I miss you too!
That's a wee bit sad if your best friend's a horse, but I'm not one to judge. But when your best friend's a horse, you never do have a long face, do ya?
No, I don't.
Alright, cool. So, I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
I say we head back to the,
I mean, at this point, there really is nowhere else to go but back to the fork.
Yeah.
So, you do that. After a short trip, you make it back to the opening where there was the fork previous. You see the path that you just came from leading to the pool. Additionally, you see the path leading to the other room with its forks. Before long, they made it back to that room with its forks. There was the unexplored fork.
Does
they
the
also see
breeze-
the familiar path that they tread. The one that would lead them back to their horses. I'm sorry, hosses.
horses.
Does the breeze wear cool sunglasses too?
Before long, a pair of Ray-Bans struck the doctor in the face. He flinched. He swatted at it. Huddle and Annabelle looked over. The doctor was flinching and swatting at something that wasn't there.
Well, I'm just gonna let that sort itself out.
Sam looked
and
longingly
Huddle
towards the
takes
tunnel that led back to hell.
unused path.
On the wind, you could hear Hell's voice. Oh my, I do hope he returns soon.
Oh, I will, Hell. Just you wait for me.
Annabelle followed Huddle.
Sam turned around and also followed.
Alright. The three cautious adventurers picked their way down this new path. Just a few paces in, they started noticing the lamps. Just like the other tunnels, this one had a few lanterns strung about it. The last few feet of the tunnel hadn't gotten them yet, but these ones did. There was even a little juice left in these ones.
Well, about time we had a spot of luck. And Huddle lights the lamps along their path so they can more easily see where they're going.
The lamps with the juice on them have an ingenious hollow fiber system, and since this path was leading uphill, a little juice was in a small tube-like system in between each lamp. When you lit the first one, it drizzled down and lit all the rest down the path.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
I don't know, I just thought it'd be cool. It was the first spot of light they had seen in quite a while.
You were going to say something, Annabelle.
You say luck, I say signs of life and opposition.
Following these newly lit lamps, they headed down the path. The time stretched away before them. Was it long or short? They didn't know. Following a well-lit path changes things for a man. After traveling so long through the dark, they came, to their surprise, to the open air. They stepped out into the mouth of a canyon. Before them were several tents in pristine condition. If there was a silver mine, they had just left it.
Oh, remembering the bartender's words of wisdom regarding food potentially still being just out, ready to eat, Huddle moves into the camp, excited to see what he can find.
Huddle stepped into the camp into the first tent that he could find, and sure as shit, there was a pot. And a lid
There
on
are
it,
people in there too.
over a cook fire.
Is the fire going?
The fire had some... There were still embers in the fire.
It was connected to the lighting system.
That was the pilot light that up there lit everything. Huddle opens the pot.
His hand slowly reached out, touched the top of the pot. Warm. He slowly pulled it back to reveal a skeleton. No. A little bit of stew.
Wait, does this camp look like it's been used recently?
That was the damnedest thing about it. The camp looked like it might have been used 5 minutes ago, but all accounts said it had been abandoned for almost 10 years.
What?
He's eating 10-year-old stew.
Did we actually see? Did we lay eyes on the bandit camp? We ducked into.
No, you didn't.
cave.
You never did lay eyes on the bandit camp.
Well, according to my calculations, based on this map, we're at a camp behind Helmet's house.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment. I just can't help but wonder.
Hey, that wasn't in
We
character.
live in here, mere few minutes ago. Let's keep poking around.
Annabelle poked around.
Roll for
What
poking
do I roll
around.
for that? Oh, 1 sec. What is that?
Give me trace purple.
3 purple. Okay. And I'm gonna roll poking around.
Oh, right. That's not an actual skill. You need greens and yellows to roll as well.
Oh, yes. Occasionally.
Perception
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think
or
is fair?
skullduggery if she's trying to do it super sneaky.
Are you sure I can't charm this camp into telling me what it wants?
No. This
Alright, I'll
camp,
just do a good old perception.
this camp is gay.
Oh, darn. My kryptonite.
Is 2 greens your perception?
Yeah. I didn't stack perception like always. Hey, it's a net nothing.
Oh my god, you're blind!
Well, I mean, I just don't see anything of interest.
Annabelle tore off down the trail like a bloodhound, poking into as many tents as quickly as she could, gun drawn.
What's that is, perception?
Cunning.
Cunning. Can you roll me 1 yellow and 2 greens for perception?
I can and I will. Against 3 purple.
You're a man, so yours is 30% less difficult.
Okay.
3 purple is a really hard check. There's not a lot to.
You got 3 success, 2 disadvantage.
3 success.
Nice.
Holy shit, cool. Alright, Matt, give me your roll first.
Okay, I'm going to need to roll 2 greens and a yellow.
It's right there.
You're looking at
No
One success, 2 disadvantage.
Oh. Okay, whammy. Alright, the 3 of them spreading out and searching like bloodhounds. Didn't take Huddle long to find a set of footprints.
Oh. Can I tell anything about these footprints?
Looking at the footprints, they were cowboy boots. That was for certain. Coming in out of the canyon.
Out of where we've come out of?
Coming up from what looked like Helmut's mansion.
Okay.
Following them a little further, they went into a nearby tent. Huddle stepped into the tent, threw back the flap, and they just ended. Walked right up to the back wall and stopped. It was just one set coming and no set going. Unless the man took off his boots and lost 50 pounds so that he didn't leave a trace in the dirt anymore. This didn't figure.
What is this tent? Is it up against anything? Is it up against the canyon wall or something?
This tent was pretty close to the one where Annabelle found her stew. In fact, the 2 discoveries came at about the same time. Stew and footprints.
But within relation to...
In relation to the rest of the canyon, it was far from Helmut's part of the canyon, but pretty close to the entrance to the mine.
I'd, Huddle walked to the end of the tent and opened up the back end to see what was behind the tent.
To his chagrin, he found that without cutting it with a knife, the back end wasn't just going to open up.
Okay, he would just go out and circle the tent.
Going out and circling the tent, he picked up the rest of the footprints. They kept going, and he kept following.
So wait, how did the footprints... Where on the tent did they come out of?
Just on the other side of the back wall.
There is no door there.
Right.
So does it look like someone phased through the canvas of this tent?
Not a phrase Huddle would understand, but...
Ghosted?
Looks like somebody clear walked through a wall.
A ghost.
And
is it just canvas? Huddle put his hand on the tent.
He falls through because it's an illusion magic. No, putting his hand on the back wall, it's just regular canvas. Unless somebody had somehow erected this tent over the footprints. That didn't make a whole lot of sense neither. The tent had clearly been here for some time.
What a thing. He would continue following the footprints.
Following the footprints, nose to the ground, he saw their path terminate inside of another tent, some 50 yards away, right as the good doctor stepped inside of that very tent and saw a man.
Can you describe this man?
Yeah, sure. Sam stepped into the tent, and there before him, sitting in a wicker chair, a young Mexican, clearly a vaquero. If he had been one of the bandits they shot down earlier, it wouldn't surprise them none. He had a colorful serape about him, and looked about as rugged and dusty as anyone else on these trails. He looked surprised to see Sam, but not alarmed.
Does Sam recognize him?
Sam, looking at the man, didn't recognize him.
Okay.
Can Sam recognize anyone in his state?
Does Sam ever recognize anybody?
Sam occasionally recognizes people he's known for several years or more. Hello? Can I help you?
We are looking for a Jorge, I believe his name is.
Pretty sure he's dead.
I used to know a Jorge. In fact, he used to work in this very mine.
Can you point us to his direction?
Well, I can point you in the direction that we last saw him, but you will not find much of him, my friend. For you see, he's dead.
That is unfortunate.
What are you doing in this camp? Is Helmut letting people back here again?
I told you what we're doing here.
Yes, I heard you, but how did you get back here?
Don't you worry about that. And then Sam leaves the camp, the tent.
Okay, as he steps out, the man comes with him. No, but seriously, I must inquire. How did you come to be here? Is Helmut opening up his mine again?
I would doubt that.
Are you here alone?
You sure ask a lot of questions.
Well, I am very interested. You see, I come here, I make my food, I camp out, I hang out. This is kind of like a secret place for me. You see, my friend, if people are coming back here, I would like to know.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Very well. Following Sam back to the rest of the party, the four of them met in the center of the camp.
Whoa, what's going on here? Who's this then?
I should ask you the same thing, my friend.
Sam, did you pick up a stray or something?
I can't seem to get much out of this one.
Oh, well, he is one for the dramatics, our Sawbones.
You're Sawbones, huh? I wish you had been here several years ago.
I've been here for years. I've been in the town.
Well, I wish you had been in the camp to help all of the people who were dying in the mines.
I have been helping them. They've been coming down to see me.
Well, since you asked, Jorge didn't make it down to see you.
Oh, you knew George then?
Yes, I do.
He isn't still poking around up here with you, is he?
No. Jorge died some years ago. It's why they shut down the mine.
They shut down the mine because one Mexican, no offense, died?
They shut down the mine because of a terrible cave-in. We were lucky that it only claimed one person, but it was a fool's errand to continue trying to mine here. The waters in this hill are just too powerful.
What's water in a hill have to do with mining anything?
All of the silver that we're trying to take from this hill, any wall that you breach, anything that you do, may unleash a torrent upon you. There's some kind of aquifer or spring running through here. It's not safe.
Huh. Before he gives... So, this vaquero is travel-worn.
Wearing a rainbow serape.
Wearing a rainbow serape. He is up here. You would say that he would not look out of place amongst the bandits we fought earlier?
He wouldn't look out of place among bandits, and he certainly wouldn't look out of place among miners. The man was dirty, head to foot, obscured.
Have you been in the mine recently, then? Or do you just not wash very often?
I'm sorry?
Well, it looks to me like doing some work by the state of your dress and of general bodily affairs.
It's at that point that the vaquero seemed to notice himself, looking down at his serape, his hands, his arms. Yes, it does seem that I'm a little dirty. It's not a lot of places to wash here, and I'm certainly not going in that pool.
There's
traveling. I don't get a chance to wash often.
But there's a mountain, according to you, full of water. Right there.
Perilous water, my friend. Are you not understanding? Do you know what it is like to drown?
I've got a bit of an idea. But, I mean, you dip a toe in at a time and then you clean as you go. And Bob's your uncle, you're no longer carrying 90 pounds of shit about you.
Imagine the water coming at you like a stampede. Would you wash in that, my friend?
Why don't you collect some of this water in one of these pots you have lying around?
These are flood waters. What is wrong with you people?
I'm not sure how often you've been in that there mine, but we just came from it. And...
Yes, I can see you're soaking wet.
Yes, but...
You didn't think to take a dip in that pool, did you?
I did, and as you can see, I'm alive and well.
Only through my good graces.
Of course, Annabelle, you definitely saved my life back there. And now I'm forced to travel as the old Irish used to say, come undone, which is, of course, what you do when you have no underpants on.
Come undone. I like it.
No. Come undone.
Come undone. Ah, yes, the old native word. I like it even more.
That
There you
sounds Japanese to me.
Right. Sorry, I'm not sure we got your name.
My name? My name is Hector.
Hector. Well, Mr.
But
Mr.
you can
Hector.
call me Lalo.
I'm gonna stick with Hector.
Hector seems like the easier name.
Suit yourself, my friend.
But how long have you been up here? Granted, I'm new in town, but by the faces of my friends here, you're not exactly a regular, down past Helmet's mansion.
And that was true enough. Both of the Baker's Hill town residents didn't recognize the man. But a dirty vagrant like this might not be recognizable. And maybe he never did come into town at all. No, you see, I'm very self-sufficient.
Well, I see myself as a bit of a traveler as well, but everyone's got to go into a town now and then, pick up the essentials that You can't squeeze from a rattlesnake or sift from a stream?
I kill a rabbit, I cook my stew here, I am perfectly content.
You take no baths? You...
Where do you get the water for the stew?
Yes.
Yes, we have established that you're deathly afraid of even the merest hint of water from a mountain.
Also, how do you survive with no water to drink?
He produced a water skin.
But how do you fill
Right. Okay, Hector. So, there's a mountain full of silver.
See?
But people are scared that if they poke around the mountain, they'll get wet.
I like how he thinks it's just getting wet.
That's the guy who almost drowned 5 minutes ago.
As I said, my friend, do you know what it is like to drown?
No, but...
I do, and it is not pleasant.
Wait.
Huddle, you seem a little thick.
And putting 2 and 2 together, and how those footprints seem to just go through the canvas, Huddle crosses himself and says, "You're not a ghost, are you?"
No, I'm a Mexican.
Annabelle pokes him.
Can you people walk through walls?
¿Qué significa you people?
I'm sorry, can Mexicans walk through walls? I'll be more specific for you.
No, Mexicans cannot walk through walls.
Huddle checks his boot size real quick, and does that look at all similar to the footprints he was following?
I'm gonna make you roll for that one.
That's fair. What you want?
Investigation. Just kidding. Johnston, what do I do?
Johnston, please help me.
Perception?
What are you trying to do? What's he trying
He's
to do?
trying to remember the boot size that he saw and deduce if this guy's boot is the same size.
Skullduggery.
That's lockpicking.
Streetwise.
Gumption.
Gumption.
Vigilance. Cool.
Cool.
Discipline.
I want to roll cool. I want to roll.
Discipline's like,
Yeah.
No, not discipline.
you know,
gumption.
holding yourself, not breaking to fear.
Yeah, give me gumption.
Gumption.
Yeah,
Okay, I need 3 greens for a gumption.
I got it. And then Johnston, how difficult is this?
I don't know. Remembering and then deducing? Well, first you got the remembering. I think you should remember from 5 minutes ago. But
Yeah, I was following those tracks very closely.
Yeah,
very
I did say he had his
quickly, though.
nose to the ground.
I'd say 1 or 2 purples.
Alright, I'll give it 2. You succeed with an advantage.
Right. So are those shoes the same? Was he the one whose trail I was following?
Looking close at the man's boots, they weren't just the right size. He could see the pattern on them. It was identical.
There's a little H carved in the heel of his boot, and I remember seeing a little H indentation on every footprint.
There you go.
No, sorry, it says Andy.
Oh.
You got a ghost in me.
Hector, I was following, those tracks right there, and they went into that tent and came out the other side that does not have a door, which I already found a wee bit weird, because most tents have got a door coming out the front and the back. But regardless of that, how'd you pull off such a feat? No pun intended with your feet.
I don't understand, my friend. I've never walked through any doors. I don't understand.
So, you went into that tent there, and then how did you leave that tent?
With a glazed look on his eyes, he looked over at the tent. I just kept walking. I don't... How did you come to be here? How does anyone do anything? I can't be a ghost. I can't be. I've been here. I cooked a stew.
Sam reaches over and touches Hector.
All 3 of them watched as Sam, the doctor's hand, passed directly through the specter of Hector.
Sam pulls out his bottle of ether and looks at it and says, I must be losing my shit. And he puts his bottle back in his bag.
Different conversation for a different time, but also, that is definitely a ghost.
Why? Scoob! Get me out of here! Hector himself seemed the most surprised of all.
Annabelle starts writing furiously in her encyclopedia.
I don't understand, but I've been here. I've been here for so long, I can... Where did you come from?
We came from that tunnel.
Why?
Because we're here to, scope the place out. We heard there was silver.
Did you find any silver?
Also, we were looking for Jorge Lopez.
Jorge died in that tunnel.
Yes, we've had this conversation. Are you a broken record or what?
No, he's a ghost, Sam. They don't have any brains by the fact that they are ghosts.
I am not a ghost!
What are you talking about, Huddle? I'm just high. He's a real person.
No. You definitely... Your arm just passed right through him.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Does Hell perform soul collection? We might need to get your horse up here.
I don't think he fits through the canyon.
Also, yes, we found this. I'll just hold it because I don't think you'll be able to, and then Huddle shows him the locket.
As soon as the locket came out, Hector's face went ghost white.
Oh my goodness. We're in Pun City, baby.
I don't like where this is going.
Dios mío, me recuerdo. All at once, the man seemed to remember. He began a slow, steady shuffle into the tunnel that they came from, heading towards the pit.
Okay, following a ghost now.
Annabelle cowboyed up and started following the man down the tunnel. The two men, shaken like leaves, reluctantly followed her lead.
It was the superstitious Irishman who is terrified out of his mind. I thought I left this shit back in Dublin.
Sam took another hit of ether to calm his nerves. Alright, so we all follow.
So we're following this ghost.
Following what they believed to be a specter down the tunnel. Before long, they made it back to the pit. Coming up on the precipice of the pit, Hector looked down into it. I remember everything. We were mining down there. There used to be a ladder in here, but I guess it's been swept away. It was a day after we had finally hit the big load, the silver load. I don't know what he ever came to call it, because I guess I died in there, but Helmut, he was greedy. He made this mine as cheaply as he could, but he insured it. The day after we found the silver load, he, mad with greed, he was certain that we would find more. Told us to dig into the clay loam walls. We knew that the clay loam always was the walls that held the water, but he insisted. I was the one who breached the first wall, and as soon as I did, a rush of water. It came out and took me. I planted my pickaxe in it as steep as I could, trying to hold back the water so that everyone else could leave. I held it as long as I could. The force of the water eventually overtook me. As soon as that jet hit me, I was thrown back against the wall. I did my best to swim out, but I couldn't make it. Even when the pit filled with water and the undertow from the current kept me down there. He tried to keep digging, but I kept visiting. I came every day that I could. Any time that I could, I would come into his tent and try to speak to him. I guess he got spooked and finally shut down the mine in under a week. But that son of a bitch, he took one photograph in his tent. You can find it. It's up on the wall in there. Go to his tent. It's the biggest one out there, and you'll see it. It's the photograph he took celebrating his canyon load, that he could finally close down this shit mine. He claimed it was because he made his fortune, but I ran him out of here. If you could take that locket to my mother, I would really appreciate it. And with that, the specter hopped over the precipice and floated slowly down into the pit.
Wait, Hector. Wait, he's gone. Too late. Never mind. Do you think they were siblings, this Hector and this Jorge guy?
I think it was Jorge. He just forgot.
No,
Yeah.
that was George.
Wait,
That was George.
wait, his name was Hector this entire time?
No, his name is George.
I'm so confused.
It was Jorge, but he just forgot.
Right. Let's go check that their tent.
As Jorge's body fell into the pit, simultaneously all of the lanterns burst, popping one by one.
You couldn't have left us one.
It would be a dark walk back, but they knew the way now. It wouldn't be difficult.
That guy is kind of an asshole.
Making it back out into the clearing, with all the tents, only took him a second to spot the largest one. If any son of a bitch was a warden or a leader here, that was the tent he stayed in.
You know, it's almost crazy that we didn't go into that one before.
The three of them stepped inside. There weren't a whole lot of belongings there,
No, this one's been untouched.
but on a makeshift table they found a photograph?
I mean, I guess they've all been untouched, technically, since that ghost can't touch anything. But you know what I mean. No one's been in here, alive or otherwise, for a while.
And
But
here was the photograph.
let's look at this photo.
In the photograph was depicted all of the miners arrayed in a clearly triumphant fashion after striking the canyon lode. If these men were bereaved, you couldn't tell. In the foreground on the left side, Walter Helmet himself in a white hat. His second in command, Toddy Marks, looking at him. But there was something special about this photo.
Oh!
Is it
Huddle points to the photo right between the
Yeah, there's a ghostly face.
right between the fifth and sixth people on the second row, and he's like, look right there, look real close right there. And
sure enough, it was the face of Ernesto Jorge Lopez.
what are we looking at?
It was real kind of him to leave space for that ghost.
right, well, this is all well and good. Well, I say that, what I mean is, this is absolutely terrifying, but also, we're not getting any money made, and that's doubly bad.
Interrupting this scene, the face in the picture begins to speak. Thank you, my friends. Don't forget to take that lock. And Walter Helmet doesn't build things to last, but he does insure them. He made more money off the insurance from his canyon load than he made on the silver itself.
So,
He doesn't care who gets hurt or what happens, as long as he makes his. Additionally, this is the picture that ran him out of the mine.
Oh, why did it run out of him? Aside from your spooky face, of course. Why did it run him out of the mine?
No, just my spooky face. That's
Just your spooky face.
my spooky face was enough.
Okay, so, yes, your face is very spooky, but I'm not quite sure that's gonna help us, either save... Oh, boy. I just need to sit down and drink for a second. Right, so, this is a man who enjoys a good insurance scam, and we've got an absolute tinderbox of a casino down at the town. I'm not sure, it's too hard to put that two and two together, but what can we do about it? Any ideas?
Make sure that it doesn't burn down.
I mean, even if we kill him, he's got life insurance, so he's just gonna get a whole bunch of money from that.
Apparently ghosts really exist, so he might actually be totally cool with dying and then collecting his own life insurance money.
Maybe we could just bring the picture to him and spook him some more.
Maybe we could just take all his money.
I suppose if we took the picture to him, he'd see George's face, but do you think that would really run him all the way out to town?
We could prove his insurance fraud.
Only gotten more powerful, and we're liable to just be upset.
And then a gunshot broke the air. They could hear it coming from the east, in the direction of the east face.
Is that where the bandits are?
Some acoustic anomaly even allowed them to hear the words of the bandits. All right, men. Tonight's the night we burn down the Double Dixie.
Sam pulled out his gun.
We've got to get down to the town and at least warn Rosie, because she seems an alright sort. I could take or leave anyone who goes into that casino except for her.
How do you think we'll get down there before they do?
As Huddle drew his guns, you could hear a slight whinny coming from inside of the cavern. Hell, leading the other horses by their manes, stepped out into the clearing, ready to go face the challenges ahead of them.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Campfire Tales. Our next episode is going to be the finale, so we're going to throw the next episode up in just a few days from now. So keep refreshing those pages, stay up to date, because we got another exciting episode coming for you, and it's going to be the finale. And you only have to wait a few days for it, so yeah! Please visit us at goofsandgoblins.wordpress.com. This episode will be accompanied by the ghostly picture that is described during the episode. I did a little Photoshop work and made a spooky photo that you can go take a look at. It's a lot of fun. You should do that. goofsandgoblins.wordpress.com. And other than that, just keep your eyes peeled for that finale coming up in just a couple days. Catch you next time, everybody.